C means two things. One, that we have the books on hand for the children to read. The second is that the books are accessible. Because I can go to the Scholastic catalog and I can order a magic box that says 6th grade independent library on it, or 5th grade, or 4th grade, or 3rd grade. And that box can arrive and I can open it up. But in the typical classroom, I might have children who are reading from a 3rd grade level. I have children that don't speak English. 3rd grade level all the way up to an adult level. There's no magic box that's meeting the needs of all that range of readers of kids just at the reading level, much less interest. So if we have children, we can't just say, okay, well, they're 6th graders and they're supposed to be reading at grade level and that's all the books I'm going to have in my library, because it doesn't meet all their needs. This was a study. We've known for a long time that the educational attainment level of parents, there's a correlation between the educational attainment level of children and the educational attainment level of their parents. So if parents have gone to college, the children are more likely to go to college. If parents have dropped out of high school, the children are more likely to have dropped out of high school. We all know this because this information's been around for a long time. But a study that the University of Reno just put out last year, here I'll move because I'm standing right in front of it. A study that the University of Reno put out last year is a sociology study, not an education study. They looked at 70 countries all over the world. And what they found out was if children had access to about 500 books over the course of their childhoods, now 500 sounds like a lot, but we're talking 0 to 18. 500 doesn't sound as many. If they had access to that kind of library over the course of their childhoods, they had the same level of educational attainment as the children whose parents went to college. There was a 3.2-year difference. And so the advice to us is children can read their way out of poverty with the access to those books. What we do find is that they just don't have the access. Book poverty is a big problem with children. The children who are low income have almost no books at home that they can read. That number's also starting to go down in our middle income homes. People are buying books less. Kids have less books at home than they used to have. Richard Allington just completed a study last year. He worked with some Title I schools in Florida. And he was concerned about summer slump, which we talked about earlier, because they were doing all these great interventions at these schools for these kids, but then their reading level was sliding every summer, and they were having to start back over again, and they felt like they weren't making as much progress with the children as they would have liked. So they started a program where they took the children, and right before school got out every year, the children and the teachers would make lists of books that they might want to read. And then they went and got the books for the kids and put them in almost like a book fair thing where the kids could go through. And they gave every child in this program a bag, and they walked through and they got to pick 12 books that would be their summer reading. Well, we can guess what happened. After 3 years in the program, the children who had participated in it, higher reading achievement levels, and they also had more interest and motivation for reading in general because if they had chosen the books. That's what my daughter said. She goes, Mom, my 12-year-old, she said, Mom, will they let the kids choose the books? If they'd just given the kids 12 books to read, she goes, if they gave me 12 books to read over the summer, I might not read them. And I think she's right about that. The cost per child was about $60, $70 a child a year